Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me. We are right by the train station. Oh my gosh. We are right by the train station, so it might be a little loud. It is a little windy, but yeah. Let me take these glasses off so y'all can see my face. I'm not taking this beanie off though because my head's cold. But anyway, I gotta find a name for you guys because I don't want to keep calling you guys y'all and you guys. Like, yeah, like, no. I was thinking the O Crew, but like, that sounds kind of weird, don't you think? Hey, what's up, the O Crew? How you doing, the O Crew? In my head, I'm thinking okra because like I love food. So like, if I'm calling you guys the O Crew, the first thing that's coming to my mind is food. So yeah, I don't think the O Crew would be a very good name, but we're gonna figure something out. By the end of this video, there's gonna be an name. Yeah, I have $3 in my pocket. You guys might come along with me. I might go give me a little drinky drink or whatever. But that'll be later on when we're leaving. But anyway, I'm just gonna sit here, chill, listen to some music, enjoy the sunlight. That's what I really need to do. Enjoy the sunlight, enjoy the peace, enjoy not being around anybody. That's what I really need to do. Because I've been around so many people, and all the people that I've been around are not the people that I really want to be around, if that makes sense. So let me fill you guys in on where I've been at. So I know the last video I made, in that video, I was living in I really hope you guys can hear me because it's starting to get really windy all of a sudden. I don't know what Mother Nature. I don't know why you're picking up the wind. But anyway, last time y'all saw me, I was living in this transitional housing program because as you know, I'm homeless, still am homeless. So yeah, like where I've been as of lately, I've just been floating, doing my own thing, trying to be independent, trying to become my own woman, trying to be resourceful, trying to be responsible. And it just seems like every time I try to do what I know is right for me, what I know is good for me, it doesn't turn out that way. So let me tell you how I stopped living in my transitional housing program. So long story short, I had a friend. We're going to call this friend Kimberly because me and that friend are no longer friends. Anyway, I had a friend. We're going to call her Kimberly. So me and Kimberly, we were best friends. We were like this. Like we've been best friends since we were children. So Kimberly was in the foster care system. And then when she turned 18 and she got out, she had got her own place or whatever. And that was really good for her. Yada, yada, yada. Long story short, she ended up she just ended up homeless. And me being her best friend, we were best friends. Like, I'll give you the shirt off my back type stuff. She needed someplace to stay. So I had talked to my landlord in the transitional housing program that I was living in, and I had let her know, like, hey, I have a friend. She needs some help, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And Long story short, she had got into the same transitional housing program that I was in, just not the same house. So she was living someplace else. I don't know what happened. Some months go by. Boom. I get a whole text message from my. No. I didn't even get a text message. She texted me or called me or something like that. Either way, we ended up on the phone and she was telling me about how she's moving into my house where I was living at in my transitional housing program because we were living in two separate houses. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know anything about this. My landlord hadn't even told me. Like I said, we're like this. So whatever she's gonna tell me, like whatever she finds out, of course I'm gonna be the first person to know. So it makes sense as to why she was telling me this information before my landlord. Because my landlord, it was just a professional relationship. No, that was my best friend. Ride or die. So yeah, I'm gonna find out. Long story short, we end up living in the same house, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the landlord just did not like Kimberly. Like, she just did not like Kimberly. And people are always telling me it's Kimberly's attitude. It's Kimberly's attitude. It's Kimberly's attitude. You don't know Kimberly. I know Kimberly. Me and Kimberly we're close. We know. So long story short, she moves into my house, and as soon as she moves into my house, my landlord starts tripping. She starts tripping on both of us, but she's tripping because of my friend. So she be coming to the house, nitpicking at stuff. She started being really rude and disrespectful to me, started giving me attitudes and stuff. And it went on like that for like a good couple months. And keep in mind, this whole time, like, Kimberly wasn't doing nothing like that bad, to be honest. The worst thing Kimberly did was like maybe like not wash a dish, and then our room was dirty. But like, I need to stop saying but like. Anyway, long story short, our landlord had kicked us out. I remember this day like it was the back of my hand, because I was at work and I got a phone call while I was at work, and I got off of work. When I got off of work, I called the person back. It was my landlord. My landlord basically telling me, hey, we have issues, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Now, keep in mind, because there was already previous issues between my landlord and Kimberly. She started to like spew that stuff off on me to the point to like she was threatening to kick me out of stuff. Now, I wasn't doing nothing. My landlord was always very nice to me, very kind to me. She would always tell me I was a good tenant. We never had any issues. But when Kimberly moved in, she started being hella disrespectful to me. So long story short, she called me tripping about the toilet, because the toilet had somehow got clogged up. Somebody who was living in the house, because keep in mind, this is a transitional housing program. So obviously the house that I was living in, I'm not the only person who's living in the house. Oh my God. I had a roommate prior. I had a roommate prior to Kimberly moving in. My landlord moved my roommate out and moved her next door so Kimberly could be in the room with me. I didn't ask her to do that, but she did it anyway, which was okay. It wasn't an issue with me. As far as I was concerned, me and Kimberly was cool with it. Long story short, our landlord ends up moving in this lady who was very rude. Like, just off the bat, rude as fuck for no reason. And like, I don't understand how you could be so disrespectful and rude to somebody that you barely ever see. She was always like barely ever there. But when she was there, she would do little petty stuff. First of all, there's 2 bathrooms. She did not like to use the bathroom upstairs, so she would use the bathroom downstairs. And she had a key. The landlord literally gave her a key to use the downstairs bathroom, and she was the only one who was allowed to use it, which was very fucked up in my opinion. Because like, why do you have all these people in this house, and out of all these people, you only give one person the spare key to the downstairs restroom, and then tell me and Kimberly that we're not allowed to use that restroom. Who the fuck are you? So long story short, the upstairs toilet clogs up, and like I'm not able to use the restroom for like a few days, to the point that like I have to go someplace else and use the bathroom. And I call my landlord to let her know, hey, the toilet's clogged up, and she shows up. But when she shows up with her husband. Now this is what got me fucked up. My landlord was black and Asian. Black and Asian. And she's married to a black man. That's not an issue. I'm not racist or nothing like that. I'm black. You see my skin tone? Yeah, I'm black. Kimberly, she was black too. Like literally same skin complexion, maybe just a little bit lighter. Long story short, the landlord comes over with her husband, and she's like being weird, and like it's tripping hella hard on me and tripping hella hard on Kimberly, to the point of like she's asking us stupid questions like, how did the car get in the toilet? Did you plunge the toilet? Did you run some boiling water down the toilet to unclog it? Yes, we did all of that. So she tries to play me like I'm stupid because her husband's there and she's trying to show out. So, yeah, it ends up being like this whole commotion, and that's what leads up to us ending up getting kicked out. Technically, her getting kicked out. Because the night that she had called me or whatever, I came home from work. Now, keep in mind, when she called me, we was like arguing back and forth on the phone, and I'm very kind and respectful, but what you're not going to do is disrespect me. Once you disrespect me, kind, nice Omega is out the window. You're every bitch, fuck you, every hoe, slut, shit, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Every curse word you could think of in the book. That's how disrespectful I get, because I don't come at you that way, and you're coming at me that way. So long story short, I pack up all my stuff. When I get home from work tonight, I pack up all my stuff. Kimberly packs up all her stuff. I get on the phone with my mama. She over here trying to kick us out the night of, and she's doing all this extra chaotic stuff, to the point of like my mom's on the phone with me talking about stuff. Put her on the phone, and she's like, I don't speak to the tenant's parents. The tenant's supposed to be an adult, so we're supposed to be able to communicate like adults. I was communicating like an adult. She was the one being irrational and being petty and being disrespectful. I'm sorry y'all had to see that. So, long story short, she ends up changing her mind. She only kicks Kimberly out the house. So she kicks Kimberly out the house, and she tells me that she's getting ready to close that house down, and I'm going to move. She's going to move me to another house. I'm like, okay. So I stay in that house for like the next 3 months. Keep in mind, all of this happens like around October. Maybe the end of September, October, around there. So I'm in the house by myself for like the next maybe month and a half, 2 months, but I don't really notice the time going by because I'm working. I don't do nothing but get up, smoke a blunt, go to work, come home, smoke a blunt, eat, and go to sleep. That was my routine to pass me by for like the whole 2 months that I was living there, because I was so sad and depressed. Like, yeah. So anyway, she ends up kicking me out because I ended up breaking a rule, which was completely my fault. I had my boyfriend in the house when I wasn't supposed to, but at that point I didn't give a fuck. I had been smoking in there. I just been doing a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing because I wasn't getting caught. The cameras weren't working. Also, if you never lived in a transitional housing program, yeah, they have cameras inside the house in certain areas of the house. So like it's kind of like you're being watched. So yeah. So I was doing what the fuck I wanted to do for those 2 months. I snuck my boyfriend in the house, even the lady who was causing issues and was staying in like using the downstairs bathroom or whatever. She wasn't even be in the house while my boyfriend was there, and she wouldn't even know. So my landlord ends up coming over one day, and she finds my boyfriend inside the house, and I explained to her the reasoning of why he was in the house. She finds it unacceptable, completely fine by me. I end up getting kicked out. I have to be out by the 31st of December. So I'm getting all my stuff together. Excuse me. I'm hungry. I'm getting all my stuff together. Oh my gosh. Oh. Now I have hiccups. I'm getting all my stuff together and I figure out where I'm going to stay. I decided to go to a shelter that I had stayed at a year previous to that. So I went up to that shelter, filled out the paperwork, got my bed and all that stuff. Boom, moved out on the 31st. I was in that shelter from December 31st to April 15th. Yeah, I got kicked out of there because, excuse me, I got kicked out of there for breaking a rule. I was smoking on the freaking property. Now, this is the thing that had me fucked up. I wasn't the only one smoking on the property, and she said that she could see me on the camera, but I know for a fact that the boss, like the bitch who was in charge of the shelter that I was staying at, I know for a fact she couldn't see me on the camera because I was standing behind like this big ass trailer. She was looking at the big head nigga who had just gotten a fight literally 20 minutes before I went outside to smoke. So, yeah, he was smoking, and he wasn't even smoking weed. He was smoking a Black and Mild. And the fact that I told her that, and she's like, no, I see you on the camera. I'm like, okay. So, I packed up my shit, almost got in a fight with a fat bitch because she wanted to do some weird shit. Sorry, I keep spitting. I'm hungry, and my mouth starts salivating when I'm hungry. Long story short, I move out. I moved back in with my boyfriend, and I stayed with my boyfriend until like around June. Yeah, like around June, maybe August. I moved into this other shelter that was in Glendale. So I was staying in Glendale, going back and forth to work. I was working at Amazon, and I was working at Amazon in Culver City. Now, keep in mind, I don't have a car. And I was trying my best to get a car. So I was taking extra shifts. My shift hours were originally 8 in the morning to 12 o'clock. So I would get up, leave for work like around 6:30, get to work literally maybe 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. And sometimes I would take an extra shift and I wouldn't get off work till like 2 o'clock. And then some days I will go to work and some days I will go to work during a night shift. So I would leave the shelter like around 9 something so I could get to work in Culver City at 3:20 in the morning. I know it sounds like a lot. I had to take two buses and an Uber to get to work. Still wasn't making enough. So I was doing that for a little while. I literally worked for like a straight month. And then I got fired because my attendance was bad. So I got fired in like August. And I've just been looking for work ever since then. I wanted to be a stripper. Like, I was going to be a stripper. I literally spent the money for me to be a stripper. Got all these supplies and everything. Got a wig and everything because I'm bald as fuck underneath this little beanie of mine and went to a whole strip club and everything. Never got called back. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something else. Cause stripping was just supposed to be like some fast money, honestly. Fast money so I could get a car. And then once I get a car, I could get my driver's license and I could do Uber Eats, DoorDash, all of that until I'm ready to start trucking. I do not like the wind. Anyway, until I'm ready to start truck driving. Sometime next year. I'm thinking January, February-ish. My only thing is I need to stop smoking. That's the only issue. I need to stop smoking. And it's hard for me to stop smoking because I'm depressed. And I use smoking to cope with my depression. So that's what I've been up to. And that's about it. I'm probably gonna get ready to go now because I've been talking for over 20 minutes and I'm really hungry. So gonna get ready to head back to the hood. Well, not necessarily right now. Maybe in like 15 minutes. I do want to sit here for a little bit and listen to some music and pray. I'm writing this Christian song, so maybe I'll jot down some lyrics or something. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'm sorry, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I never did figure out a name for y'all, so I could stop calling y'all. But we'll probably figure that out in another video. But I'm gonna get ready to head out because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything all day. So yeah, love you guys. Bye.